Most people who start investing make a mistake in the first 30 days that can cost them thousands of dollars. And the worst part? They don't even realize they're doing it. If I had to start investing today from absolute zero, no money, no portfolio, nothing, I would follow a very specific 7-step strategy. This exact strategy is how ordinary people quietly build 6-figure portfolios over time. And step number 1 is something almost nobody talks about, but it determines whether your investments grow or collapse. After 8 years of investing, one thing is clear. The biggest lessons often come from the mistakes you make early on. If I could go back and start over with no portfolio, no investments, and a completely blank slate, I would approach things very differently. Investing doesn't have to be complicated, but it does require the right foundation and mindset. If you follow the right steps from the beginning, you can avoid the traps that cause most beginners to fail and build real confidence as an investor. If I were starting from scratch today, here are the 7 steps I would follow to set myself up for long-term financial freedom. 1. Get your financial house in order. Before buying a single stock or opening an investment account, the first step is simple. Fix your financial foundation. Many people rush into investing because they feel behind. They see others online with large portfolios and think the only way to catch up is to invest as much money as possible immediately. But this approach often backfires. A surprising statistic shows that nearly 40% of adults cannot cover a $400 emergency without borrowing money. If an unexpected expense happens and you don't have savings, you may be forced to sell your investments at the worst possible time. That's why the first step is preparation. Clear high-interest debt. If you have credit card debt or personal loans with high interest rates, paying them off should be the priority. Credit cards can charge 20–40% interest, while the average long-term stock market return has historically been around 8–10% per year. Investing while carrying expensive debt is like trying to fill a bucket that has a hole in it. Your money leaks out faster than it grows. Build an emergency fund before investing. Aim to save 3 to 6 months of essential expenses in an easily accessible savings account. This emergency buffer protects you from unexpected situations and gives you peace of mind so you don't panic during market volatility. Stabilize your income and spending. Finally, understand how much money you can realistically invest every month. When your finances are stable, you'll be able to stay calm during market dips instead of selling out of fear. Think of this stage not as a delay, but as level 1 of your wealth building plan. Define your goals and time horizon. Many people start investing without a clear purpose. They open an investing app, buy a few random stocks or funds, and hope things work out. But without a goal, it becomes easy to panic when markets fluctuate. Instead, ask yourself a simple question. What am I investing for? Your goal might be early retirement, buying a home, traveling the world, building long-term wealth. Your goal determines how much risk you should take and how long your money should stay invested. Short-term goals. 0–5 years. If you need the money within the next 5 years, for example, for a house deposit, it's usually safer to keep it in cash savings rather than investments. Markets can fluctuate in the short term. Long-term goals. 5+ years. For goals 5 years away or longer, investing becomes far more powerful. Over long periods, the ups and downs of the market tend to smooth out, allowing your investments to grow significantly. Time in the market is often far more important than timing the market. Choose the right investment account. This is where many beginners get stuck. There are so many options that people spend hours researching accounts, but never actually start investing. In reality, the step is simpler than it seems. Open an investment account and begin. The right type of account depends largely on where you live and your goals, but there are a few common options. Employer retirement accounts. If you have access to a workplace retirement plan where your employer contributes money, take advantage of it. Employer contributions are essentially free money toward your future. Private retirement accounts. If you're self-employed, Look for retirement accounts designed for individuals that still provide tax benefits. Tax-advantaged investment accounts. Many countries offer accounts that allow your investments to grow tax-free or tax-efficiently, which can significantly boost long-term returns. The specific names vary by country, but the principle is the same. Pay less tax and let your money grow faster. 1. Start small, but stay consistent. One of the most powerful truths about investing is that you don't need large amounts of money to begin. Even small contributions can grow dramatically over time thanks to compound growth. If you invested $100 per month and earned an average annual return of 8 to 10%, after 30 years you could have over $140,000, despite contributing only $36,000 yourself. This happens because of compound interest, where your money earns returns, and those returns start generating their own returns. Over time, the growth becomes exponential. The key isn't investing huge amounts right away. The key is consistency. 1. Diversify your investments. Imagine trying to maintain a healthy diet by eating only one food every day. You wouldn't do it because your body needs a variety of nutrients. Investing works the same way. If your entire portfolio is invested in one stock, one sector, or one asset class, you're taking unnecessary risk. Diversification spreads your money across many investments so that no single failure can destroy your portfolio. One of the easiest ways to achieve diversification is through index funds. Index funds track an entire market rather than individual companies. For example, funds that track the S&P 500 give you exposure to hundreds of large companies at once. Instead of betting on a single company to succeed, you benefit from the overall growth of the market. Automate your investing. Here's an interesting observation from investment research. Some of the best performing investors were those who rarely checked their accounts. Why? Because they didn't panic or make emotional decisions. If I were starting again today, I would automate everything. Set up a monthly automatic transfer from your bank account to your investment account immediately after payday. Automation does two important things. It ensures consistency. It removes emotion from investing. You won't waste time wondering whether it's the right time to invest. You simply keep investing regardless of market conditions. 1. Stay calm when markets drop. Market crashes are inevitable. Over the past 150 years, the stock market has experienced numerous major downturns, including events like the Great Depression, the dot-com bubble, and the COVID-19 market crash. Each crash felt terrifying at the time, yet every single one was followed by recovery and long-term growth. When you zoom out over decades, those dramatic drops appear as small bumps in a long upward journey. Successful investing is less about intelligence and more about patience. The market rewards those who stay invested. The real secret to successful investing. If I were starting my investing journey today, I would follow this exact roadmap. Fix my financial foundation. Define clear goals. Choose the right investment account. Start small but invest consistently. Diversify with broad investments. Automate the entire process. Stay calm during market downturns. You don't need a finance degree or a six-figure salary to invest successfully. You simply need discipline, patience, and a long-term mindset. Mistakes will happen along the way, but as long as you stay invested and keep learning, those mistakes won't define your results. What truly builds wealth isn't trying to beat the market. It's building a system that keeps you investing for decades. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.